Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to show you the basic way on how you can layer your own hair at home. If you want to see how it's done, just keep on watching. So in my previous video, I did show you guys how I went from my long hair to my short hair. But after a while, I felt that the ends of my hair were a little bottom heavy. So I wanted to give my hair a little bit of layers and kind of just thin the ends out a little bit just so that it has more softness and more volume to my hair. So as you can see now, it has a little bit more definition. So in this video, I'm going to show you the steps that I did to create this simple layered look. Alright chicas, you want to start off by brushing all the knots and tangles out of your hair. It just makes the whole process a whole lot easier when everything is smoothed out. So now I'm parting my hair down the middle. I don't normally wear my hair down the middle. I usually wear it to the left side or the right side depending on my mood. The only reason why I'm parting it down the middle is so that when I do cut the layers on my hair, everything will be proportioned all the way around depending on which side I want to wear it that day. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to part my hair from the top to the middle of my ear, and I'm just going to clip that out of the way and work on it for the end. This is going to be the front layers of my hair, and the reason why I'm leaving it for later is because I'm going to be cutting it a little bit different than how I'm going to be cutting the rest of my hair. Alright, so I forgot to film this next step, so I'm just pretty much going to demonstrate the first part of this cut. So to determine the short length of your layers, take a thin strip of your hair, and using your fingers as a guide, you want to bring your hair down to where you want your shortest layers to be. Once you have determined the length, take your scissors and snip that small section, and that is going to be your guide to creating layers throughout your hair. Next thing you want to do is take that guide along with a very thin layer of your hair and take a comb and brush that straight up. And you make sure that you take a thin layer so that you can still see your guide. Once you have brought your hair straight up and you can still see the guide, with a tight grip of your fingers, take your scissors and cut your hair to the length of that guide. It will be much more easier to cut your hair if you bring it in front of your face. And when cutting, use a point cut technique. Doing this will create more of a soft and blended layer. Pretty much you are now going to repeat the steps throughout each layer. You're always going to grab a thin layer and brush your hair straight up, and with a tight grip, bring your hair in front of your face for an easier cut, and cut your layer to the length of that guide. I am now parting my hair down the middle in the back and clipping the right side away, and I'm basically just going to be working on the left side first and making sure that whole entire section is even. The steps are pretty much going to be the same the whole way through. The basic technique here is to bring all the hair straight up and cutting it evenly with the guide, making sure to keep with the point cut technique to avoid any harsh or blunt ends.
what I am doing now is combing the hair straight out to the side, and by angling my fingers and combing my hair out to the shape of the layers, I'm going to grab my scissors and soften up the harsh lines by feathering it out a little bit. So off camera, I went ahead and layered the whole right section. So now that both sides are done, I'm going to grab the whole section of my hair and with a tight grip, bring that as high as you can, straight up, and see if everything is even. If not, go ahead and trim those ends away. So now it's time to work on the front layers. I'm gonna grab that same front section, and with my fingers angled, I'm going to swoop the hair to the front and snip some of those ends away. You want to go by your own judgment as to how short you want your front layers to be. For me, I didn't want it to be too short. I just wanted enough layers to frame my face. So I'm just going to trim a little bit here. I realized that the front was a little too blunt, so I'm just going to go ahead and soften that up a little bit. I'm now going to repeat the same steps on the other side. Now, to make sure that both sides are even, you want to take the front sections from both sides and bring them together in the middle and trim out the ends until they are well blended. Now I'm just eyeballing the rest of my cut here. I'm just looking to see what needs to be tapered and blended. So now that I'm done with my layers, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my ends. I still find that my ends are a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna go ahead and just thin it out a little bit. I'm positioning my fingers in a downward angle just to give my ends a little bit of shape, just so they don't look too dead straight. And again, I'm going in with the point cut technique. Again, with the point cut, I'm just going in to soften up those ends a little bit to get rid of those straight edges. With my scissors, I'm just going to go ahead and feather that out just to give my hair a little bit more softness. And same thing goes to the other side. So chicas, that pretty much concludes the haircut. This is one of the easiest ways I find personally to cut layers on your own hair. So as I turn around, you can see the long layers I created. I didn't want to go too short, I just wanted to have enough layers to give my hair some movement and volume. So there you have it, guys, your basic layering technique. Let me know what you think by commenting down below. I just want to say that I am not a professional when it comes to my hair. I am pretty much just self-taught. So if there's any feedback that you guys would like to share with me, please feel free to do so. I'm always willing to learn new things.
I hope that this video was a little bit helpful for you guys. So if you guys are risky enough to cut your own hair, this is one of the easiest ways to add some layers. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Until next time, we'll see you again. Bye!
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, guys. Alright, bye chicas!